Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. And this is probably the craziest and dumbest things that I've ever seen that our country, our government, a judge has done. And I personally think that this judge needs to be 100% arrested. Why, you may ask? Maybe because he held no trial, slammed the gavel pretty much saying, we're going to destroy your entire company. So, what we're saying is now that our government, our judges, can just not do a trial, slam it, and say your company is now dissolved, now destroyed, removed? Right. That's not authoritarian at all, because that doesn't allow you to defend yourself or anything. Nope, we can just say, this thing doesn't exist. That's just not there, and bye. Well, we have this. We have judge's corporate death penalty explained. Veteran Manhattan trial prosecutors describes what's next. Experts are calling it the corporate death penalty, and what happens next is uncharted territory. In a stunning decision Tuesday, a Manhattan judge found that Donald Trump committed widespread, long-standing, and ongoing fraud at the Trump Organization in order what experts in New York financial crimes say amounts to dissolution of his company. The penalty awarded on behalf of New York's Attorney General Letitia James is so extreme that Trump may fight James and the judge for years before anything actually happens. And the penalty is so rare that the only previous time it's been attempted on such a grand scale, when James sought the corporate death penalty in their 3-year-old ongoing fraud lawsuit against the NRA, has failed. So, I got a feeling this is going to fail as well, because this is completely insane. Because it has nothing to do with trials. This wasn't even a trial, and they did this. This person at least had a trial. Trump had no trial. It says here that it has ordered that any certificate filed under any virtue of GBL 130 by any of the entity defendants by any other entity controlled or beneficially owned by Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Alan Weisselberg, and Jeffrey McConney are canceled, and it is further ordered that within 10 days of the date of this order, the parties are just directed to recommend the names of no more than 3 potential independent receivers to manage the dissolution of the canceled LLCs, and it is further than that the Han Barbara S. Jones shall continue to serve as an independent monitor of the Trump Organization until further court order, and it is further ordered that the clerk will enter judgment accordingly. Because there's no trial. It says, in theory, the receiver would continue to collect rents, pay taxes, and pay the bills and the company's salaries until the assets are sold off. With Trump, who is the Trump Organization's sole beneficiary, receiving what's left over any debts and liabilities are met, Florence said. This is completely insane, completely authoritarian. This is crazy. We have this here, that judge rules Trump committed fraud, stripping control of key properties. New York, so what we have this here is that the decision could terminate his control over flagship commercial property at 40 Wall Street in Lower Manhattan and his family estate in Westchester County. Mr. Trump might also lose control over his other New York properties, including Trump Tower in Midtown Manhattan and his golf club in Westchester. The order will not dissolve Mr. Trump's company itself, which is a collection of hundreds of entities, but the decision could nonetheless have a sweeping impact on the company's New York operations. If Justice Engor's decision is not reversed by an appeals court, it could shut down an entity that employs hundreds of people working for him in New York, effectively crushing the company. This is 100% going to be repealed, and I don't even see how the Supreme Court can even allow this to go through. It didn't even have a trial to begin with. This is disgusting. The decision seeks to rationalize one of the most successful corporate empires in the United States and seize control of private property. The order would also unwind the Trump Organization LLC. The entity is relatively inconsequential, a vehicle for the sprawling company's brand name. So, this is just completely insane. This is unmanageable that this is even happening right now. We have this, Kyle Segulinski, the absolute fool and socialist / authoritarian piece of garbage that he is. This is also the same person that he didn't know what farms were, because this is how stupid he was. He says, you idiots refuse to make actual arguments based on the facts of the case because you know you can't. Nobody's forcing you to say stupid stuff like this. Just say nothing. So, again, Kyle, there was no trial. There was none. We're going to go through this here. He says, the original press conference from NYAG laying out the details of the fraud case against Trump was overwhelming. Anybody who thinks this is a witch hunt is either totally ignorant to the facts, lying, or has full cult brain. No, because it is not. It is a witch hunt, and we're not ignorant to the facts. And I'm going to show you and prove to you onto why Kyle and the judge is just horrendously ignorant on any of this, and because there was no trial putting in. He says, Kyle, seriously, how are you okay with a summary judgment, no trial, and just accept it all as fact? It even goes on to say here, the surprising decision by Justice Arthur F. Engoron is a major victory for Attorney General Letitia James in her lawsuit against Mr. Trump, effectively deciding that no trial was needed to determine that he had fraudulently secured favorable returns on loans and insurance deals. Right. So, we need to go here. In an attempt to destroy my father and kick him out of New York, a judge just ruled that Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is only worth approximately $18 million. Mar-a-Lago is speculated to be worth well over $1 billion, making it arguably the most valuable residential property in the country. It is also corrupt and coordinated. And we're going to show this exactly as well. In a second here. We're going to go with that. We have this as well with Eric Trump. We have this. These homes are about 1/30th of the size of Mar-a-Lago. Not on the beach, let alone the beach and intercoastal. Don't span from one side of the Palm Beach Island to the other. It is a travesty of justice and an embarrassment to the court. We have this here. This is all in Florida around here. So we have the Jungle Road Palm Beach, $59 million. We have the 500 Regis Park Road, $40 million. We have the El Cosa Way, $39 million, closer to $40 million. We have the 550 Island Dog Bridge, $39 million flat. And then we have the 1050 Inland Lake Way, $38 million. All right, so there we go. This is all $38 million. And then you have this idiot here saying, Mar-a-Lago gets revenue of $25 million a year. It's valued at max $75 million. You idiots claimed it's worth $739 million. You did this with virtually all of your properties to inflate net worth and get loans from banks on more favorable terms. Fraud. No. Standard business, this is from Tim Pool, by the way. Standard business evaluation and property value would justify an evaluation around the 739 number. Think about it this way. If you make $25 million per year, large beachfront property, how much would you need to sell it for just to justify? Well, they sell it for $75 million if you can sit on and just make that in 3 years. Not to mention the asset value itself compared to nearby non-commercial property. Commercial real estate is always more valuable due to zoning permitting. If we do a generic 10x revenue evaluation for a sale, then you're right on $75 million, but 10x. Consider you make $25 million per year and don't have a hard asset to back it. Someone comes to you and says, sell me your company for $75 million. Why would you? Do you really want to sell a 20-year guarantee of $25 million per year for 2 years up front? I agree with Tim Pool on this. And another thing as well, I'm not going to say I'm super amazing in real estate, because I'm not. I am not an expert in real estate, but I can see BS when I see it. And what we have here is that this is what we would call just, in general, all this stuff here. So, right here, this is Mar-a-Lago, right? This is Mar-a-Lago, and it sits. The judge says that it is worth $18 million, all right? $18 million. Well, if it's worth $18 million, then how so you're going to have to say that Zillow, that this site is lying and saying it's not worth $24 million, rounding up $25 million. Okay? So that's what you're going to have to say here. It's just not worth. The judge is already lying because he's saying it's $18 million, but here we have it's $24 million at the very least. If you want to round it, it's 25. So we're gonna go with this as well. We see all around Mar-a-Lago, and we're gonna look at this. We have 50 million, 12 million, 15.1 million, 13.3 million, 53 million, 7.5 million, 14 million, and what have you. None of these things are anywhere close to 18 million besides this one being exactly here. So is he talking about this little building here that is this? Also, this has its own parking lot as well, a million with this other stuff here. So, be as it may. So, this is what this has here, right? And then we're going to go back a bit, because we need to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here with, like, Mar-a-Lago and all this stuff that's happening. So, Mar-a-Lago is worth $25 million. This is obviously off-market, so this is not for sale. What we're going to see here is that we're going to look at the actual lot and how many acres it is. So this is 17.51 million. Okay, my apologies. 17.51 acres. It's okay. So that's a lot. Also, year built was 1927. And then we have this here. This house, which is, I'm going to assume it's near next to Palm Beach, is worth 60 million. And this is worth, and it has 0.89 acres. This doesn't make any sense. The more acres your home has, the more that it's worth. How do I know this? Because I was looking at homes to move to and stuff like that for a while and stuff, and this is just what I came up with. Usually the homes that had more acres were worth more, and it just makes sense. So, if this is worth 60 million, and this is just, the typical 89 acres, and this hasn't been updated because this is off market, obviously. And this is 17 acres. How does this make any bloody sense at all? It's immense amount. So you're going to be paying way, way, way more. So it doesn't make any sense. And it has its own parking lot, which is pretty dope. I would love to have my own parking lot, but I'm not a billionaire, so there you have it. So not only did the judge lie, this idiot here, this socialist, this fool, Kyle Kulinski, is also lying massively. And they're lying about the actual cost of the home, and they're lying about the actual price of the home. And there was no trial. So Trump's lawyers were not able to produce this stuff or have a chance to defend against it because there was no trial. Because the judge just said, bam, slam the hammer, and then say, nope, this is dissolved immediately. Goodbye. Say, no trial. We demand it. So let me put this in perspective for you leftists to even bloody understand, because you kind of have to you have to take this in perspective. Say for instance you have a house, and the judge just comes in, slams the gavel, doesn't talk to you, doesn't tell you anything, and just slams the gavel, and your house is now dissolved. It's now gone. You do not have the ability to do this. All right. You can't fight it. Just says, goodbye, your house is gone, no more. Does that make sense to you? Is that fair to you by any chance? Let that sink into your head meat for at least 15 minutes, because you guys it takes a little bit longer for you guys to process that information. Then, how about this? How about the business that you own? This is a bit more of a better example. Say the business that you own is, you own, I don't know, give or take, your business is worth like 5 million, all right? 5 million, highball, you could say like 8, 9 million. And the judge, without a trial, without going to court or anything, just goes and says, your business is now dissolved. You don't have a chance to fight it. You don't have a chance to do anything. He just says it's dissolved and it's gone. You do not have the ability to fight it. You have to give up your business and sell it, and your livelihood and everything is gone. How does that make any sense to you? You didn't even have a chance to defend yourself at all. Your livelihood, the way you feed your family, everything is just gone. In an instant. Like that. Because he ordered to. He ordered it and he said it happened. You people, just like Kyle Zelensky here, this piece of garbage, just says that it's okay for the judge to do this with no trial. Your livelihood and everything is gone. no trial. And it's just completely sickening on how these people and how these people think and how they do not care about your livelihood or anything else, especially the way this country is going down. This country is disgusting right now. It's absolutely beyond corruption, and it needs to end. This is completely insane. Like, the way they're going after Trump, the way they're going after their own people, it's just insane. And I'm going to have more stuff coming after this because you guys have to see the more corruption that's been going on here. So, this is insane. Leave the comments down below. Tell me what you think about this, because this is completely asinine. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be similar to what I'm thinking. You're probably even more smarter than me in real estate, to be perfectly honest. This is insane. Alright guys, I hope you have a great, wonderful day. I hope nothing bad happens to you or this crazy stuff. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care, my friends.